course, we're here for Slap News pre-fight interview with Alan Klingbeil, Power Slap number 3, going up against Austin Turpin. Let's get into it. Let's see what Alan has been doing and how he is going to prepare for this matchup. Alan, what's going on, my man?
Yo, what's up, Corey? How you doing, man?
I'm doing really good. How about yourself?
I'm doing really well. It's good to see you.
Absolutely, my man. This seems to be a number 1 contender match. Austin Turpin coming down from heavyweight into light heavy and going up against yourself, ranked at number 2 in the light heavyweight division. How excited are you for this match?
I'd be a little bit more excited if it was a title fight, but you know what? I'll fight anybody. So if Austin wants to step in the ring with me, I think that's his mistake. But, we'll see what happens when we get out there for sure. Yeah,
I mean, Ron dropping down to the light heavyweight, I think you can agree with, his track record. I think it's really well warranted that he's going up for the title. So I don't think you'll argue too much about that. But Austin Turpin coming down. Is the light heavyweight division now the most stacked division in Power Slap?
I mean, it certainly seems so. Definitely with Ron coming down as well as Austin, obviously Ron being a heavy hitter and able to take those hits as well. Am I sad that I didn't get that title fight? Yeah, but if Ron wins, it'll be an honor to be able to get in the ring with him and fight for that title. So.
Absolutely, man. I mean, the confidence is flying high for you. Obviously, both you guys are coming in with 2-0 records. It's actually a bit of a shame that one of you will have a blender on your record coming out of this because of the 2 rehearsal guys. You guys are definitely on a trajectory to the top. You guys have been impressing. Both you have been impressing along the way. So it's kind of a clash of the titans as it goes into it. Looking at Austin's matches and the fights that he has done, can you break down his game for us?
Honestly, I'll say this about Austin. It seems that, one, he could take a hit, but one of the things that I found most impressive was his showmanship with his windup. So he's got a little bit more of a whipping action with his slap. I'm not too worried about it, especially with him coming down from the heavyweight. I think he'll lose some power there. So I think a lot of his power comes from the fact that he was a heavyweight in that division. So, but yeah, no, that seems to be his thing, is he's kind of got this unique sort of like whipping slap. And so I look forward to it. Yeah, I don't know.
Awesome. What are my thoughts on it?
Yeah.
You know what? I think Austin is more naturally a light heavy. I think he carried too much body fat to be at a heavyweight, and I don't think he has the frame for it. He's a bit of a shorter guy. Right. You're going to go in as a taller competitor up against him, so I think it's more of his natural weight class. I don't think he's fought anybody of your skill set as of yet. I don't think he's been hit as hard as you're going to hit him. I think he's very much a formidable person. Obviously on the rise, ranked number 3 in heavyweight is nothing to scoff at. Right. I think it's gonna be a great match. I think this could turn into a fight of the night for Power Slap number 3, and I'm incredibly excited. I know Big Jeeves is really excited as well for this matchup. So I think there could be fireworks all around. And what I also like about it is actually the showmanship that Austin brings. He's going to get into the crowd. He's going to bring it. I think it's almost, I don't want to say David and Goliath, but I think it's going to be, I think we're going to see, as this kind of evolves a bit here, I think we're going to see a clash of personalities, but both exciting in different ways coming into it. So knowing that and knowing how Austin is, what's your demeanor going to be like on fight night?
I'm not afraid of Austin. I know he'd like me to be, and I know he'd like me to play into his little game. So I might, get into that a little bit with him, hopefully. But yeah, I'm gonna bring the authentic me out there, and I might hype that up a little bit. But yeah, I think that confidence is gonna kill his a little bit. So
totally. I mean, I think you're, a craftsman of the actual sport. We've seen you change up your slap technique, for Vern Cathy between slap 1 and number 2, potentially changing, the speed of which your slap came in could have threw him off guard, and maybe he wasn't expecting that second slap to arrive as quickly as he did. Is it true that you had 5 or 6 different slaps ready to go for Vern, depending what he presented to you?
Absolutely. And honestly, I really don't want to disclose all of the different types of slaps, but yeah, no, I've been, I got this bot behind me. It's a really great, piece of study material to be able to film yourself and kind of see, okay, well, if I change the way I maneuver my arm as I come over, or, if I bring it up this direction, like what does that do to the type of slap? So yeah, absolutely. I was practicing at least 5 or 6 slaps that I was confident if I needed to switch to the other one, I could do it. So there's a couple other that I've been trying, but those are the ones I'm confident in. So.
Awesome, my man. Awesome. I wouldn't ask you to, divulge any of it yet, but obviously we've seen what has happened so far, so we can talk about that a little bit. But did you see Amir? I thought one thing that Amir Nuruddin did that I thought was really interesting was he actually raised the height of the bob to match the chin of his competitor. Have you raised or lowered the height of yours to be able to mimic the height of Austin?
Definitely. That's a great question. That was like the number one thing I did with Vern, was to get as close as I can. I mean, with the bob, it's not exact, so you just kind of have to hope that like when they're slouching, because you have that slight bend in your knee, so you're like, okay, well they're this tall, so we're gonna come down. So I can't get a real range on Austin without seeing him again. I know his profile says he's 6 foot. I believe he's 5'10", if I'm being honest. So I've been focusing more on the 5'10", and that's what my bob's at right now. So.
Yeah. No, I think you're right on that. More 5'10". I mean, he's more my height, kind of thing. And I'm like 5'10 3/4. So I think you're definitely right on that aspect. International Fight Week. All of the eyes, all of the media is going to be on this. Dana already announced that from the UFC weigh-ins, there's going to be buses for the media to take directly to the Apex to be able to watch the slap fighting and introduce this to media outlets all over the world. What does it mean to you to perform in front of so many high-level and respected media and journalists from around the world?
Well, I consider it an honor. I've considered it an honor from the get-go, but to me, when I step out there, thankfully someone pointed this out to me. I represent San Antonio, Texas, the greater San Antonio area. I represent Texas. And I represent the United States of America when I walk out there. I know everybody is, I believe almost everybody is from the United States. So anyone walking out there has that potential to represent that. But that was one of the things that I was interested in possibly going in on season 2. I don't know that would happen at this point, but I'm going to go ahead and just take it and say, all right, this is my opportunity to be that United States of America fighter, just like in the UFC. And when I go out there, I'm going to represent the United States of America to the best of my ability. And show the world that this is a sport and that we are formidable foes when we step into that ring. So,
yeah, absolutely, my man. I mean, you've taken care of business so far. Have you done anything differently this time around to prepare for Austin? Are you train any differently, or are you just kind of repeating what you did for Vern?
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of it's similar because I'm just doing some intensive weight training as well as cardio. So it is similar in that aspect. I think this is a lot of trial and error, so having seen what worked with Vern kind of gives me more confidence in what I've been doing. But I would say the only thing that's different is adjusting the height on the bob, trying out a couple of different types of slaps, studying Austin's slap technique, and honestly I would say one of the things that I did notice is his timing was really interesting with Brian. I don't think Brian had enough time to clinch down well enough, and he hadn't had any experience in the ring, so I think that was an unfair advantage for Austin, but that's just the way it goes when you get into a mixed martial arts ring. So with that being said, one of the things I've been doing is a little bit more meditation, watching Austin's timing with his slaps and how because he winds up, he winds up again, and then it's like an immediate slap, and I think that's where he got Brian really well, was he was mid clinch as he was getting hit. And so just being prepared, maybe clinching a little bit earlier, and taking that hit that way. So I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah,
no, absolutely. I mean, and the slaps coming in there so fast. I mean, we're talking, parts of a second. So, definitely being braced and being ready for it, no matter what, obviously through the entire thing is definitely gonna be important on how you're going to receive it. Do you think you've been hit as hard, just looking back at your 2 matches, as hard as you think Austin will hit?
Yeah, I mean, so I watched that training camp. I think you guys were there. They went to like Florida or something like that, and they were training. Is that right?
Yeah, we weren't there, but we were able to obtain some footage. So yeah, we contracted out some guys to get us some footage of it, and we were able to capture it. So yeah.
Okay, very cool. Well, with that being said, I want to say that there's a potential that Austin might increase his power. So I don't want to. I want to give Austin the benefit of the doubt, because honestly, I respect him 100%. I think I'm still going to eat it and move on, but I don't think he's going to be more powerful than Vernon. So I will say I've thought about this a lot. I'm like, even if he increased his slap technique and increased his strength, I still don't think he just doesn't have what it takes to slap at that speed and that power. So I think I'll be all right. Yeah. I don't know if that answers your question. But.
No, absolutely. In a perfect world, July 7th on Rumble, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The fight starts. As it's going through the prelims, your match comes up. You get up there on the stage. Walk us through how you realistically think this fight is going to go against Austin Turpin.
If there's anything that I've noticed about myself personally is that it's not that I don't deliver a mean slap on the first one. I think if you rewatch Power Slap 2, when I hit Vern, they actually kind of caught him right away and like bounced him back up. So I would be interested to, in the back of my mind, I've thought, I wonder what would have happened if they didn't catch him on that one. But I get a little bit of fuel when I get hit. So I'll say it's either going to be a one and done. Austin coming down from that heavyweight to the light heavyweight might throw him off, especially if he has to lose weight while we're there. That'll hinder him a little bit. If not, then I'll take him out in the second one is what I think. So the third round, I guess.
You mean second round?
Yeah. Okay. See, I've been trying to figure that out on the website, right?
Yeah.
So like it has it listed like Alan Klingbeil takes out Vern Cathy in the third round. And so I don't know if they consider the round to be, a slap delivered. Like if one person does a slap, is that round one with a total of 6, or is it a total of 3 rounds? I haven't quite figured that out based on.
Yeah, no, I think that's a mistake on it. Yeah, I mean a round should be one slap each, obviously, because right. The way the rules are, non-title fights are 3 rounds, which would be a total of 3 strikes each. At least I saw there's probably a mistake there. But yeah, definitely, I didn't even notice that. So yeah, very interesting to see that aspect. Yeah, so second round TKO is your prediction. You get the victory. What do you want next? I think I know, but I want to hear it out of your mouth.
It really just boils down to who wins that match. So whoever is the victor of the Ron and AJ, so I got to say, seeing Ron being the taller guy, having all that experience and being able to take a hit really well, I think it would be Ron, is what I believe to be the case. I don't know that AJ's had to go up against that taller fighter, so maybe I'm wrong about that. But if that's the case, then, yeah, Ron. So that's
awesome.
what I'm looking forward to.
So you think Ron's going to take it? Do you think Ron's style – how do you think you suit up against Ron and his style of fighting?
Man, I'm super excited about that. I think he and I it'll be similar to him and the Bell, like where it goes to the judges, or it'll be a third round TKO for either of us. So that's how I see that going.
Awesome, my man. One last question for you. If Austin Turpin is watching this interview, what do you want to say to him?
Good luck. That's all I got to say.
Short and sweet. Awesome, Alan. Appreciate it. We will see you there live in Vegas, live in the flesh. We'll be down there as always. Slap News, holding it down on YouTube, slap_news. On Instagram, same thing, slap_news. If you're not doing so already, please hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and comment below if you want us to ask Alan any future episodes, any questions whatsoever, or I'm sure Alan will troll those questions and answer those questions live for you also. All the best, man. Keep it up, and we'll see you there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.